Uh, Good morning, everyone. So, my name is Yusuf. I'll be presenting Model 2. So, lessons that we learned in Model 2 is 2.1 and 2.2. So, my talent for this project is basically I use my ability of designing for like digital designing and like how I can use different types of technologies to implement it on this presentation so I can help students understand like my teaching more easier. So basically there's concepts, there's ray, vertex, and then there's like other rules, like other types of concepts that you can name that will relate to this lesson. So basically a ray is like it starts from one point and extends infinitely in one direction. Vertex is the corner that when two rays meet. And basically naming rule, B is the vertex and ASC are the rays. A straight angle is 180 degrees exactly. So basically angles are also formed by rays, and how we name them matters, like in geometry. So these are like types of angles. So first we have adjacent angles, so two angles that share a side and a vertex. So basically here's an example. And then there's a linear pair, two adjacent angles that form a straight lines. They always add up to 180. That's a rule. So basically we have to remember that. Vertical angles. So basically here the definition, non-adjacent angles formed by intersecting lines. So this is called a vertical angle. So basically vertical angles are congruent. They have the same measure. For example, angle 1 is equal to angle 3 because it's the opposite pair of angle 1, like opposite pair. And then angle 2 is equal to angle 4 because it's the opposite pair. So for example, angle 1 and angle 3 are vertical angles. So basically angle 1 is 50 degrees. So which means angle 3 would also be 50 degrees because they automatically apply. Complementary and supplementary. So basically complementary is it adds up to 9 degrees, and then supplementary adds up to 180 degrees. So there are two different types of examples here that demonstrates the complementary and supplementary. Working with perpendicular lines. So basically perpendicular lines create a right angle which is 90 degrees. So basically this symbol that represents it means perpendicular, which means automatically it's 90 degrees. So on the visual representation here on the chart, it shows like a right angle, so it says 90 degrees. And if you see on the step by solving solution part, it shows you like how to solve it and stuff if you do encounter a question like this similar. Quick knowledge check. So basically a linear pair classification, if two angles are linear pairs, they are complementary or supplementary. The answer is supplementary because they add up to 180, which is a straight line. Opposite rays, what do you call two rays that share an endpoint and form a straight line? So basically they're called opposite rays. They form 180 angle. And then vertical angle property, if angle 1 and angle 2 are vertical angles, and angle 1 is 115, which this means automatically angle 2 is also 115. So basically this is a real life like interpretation. So basically the traffic intersection use vertical angles when two roads cross opposite angles. They are equal, helping engineers design a safe design. So basically this X-shaped design at the intersection, there's four angles created that opposite sides are like vertical, so they are always equal in measures. So basically this is just like a quick summary of what we learned. Also like just like some tips that we can use. This is a question 1. What angle is formed by angle BA and BG? So the answer is ABG. Which two angles are supplementary? The answer is C. This is the explanation. So my reflection is basically I used my ability to do digital designing and then my ways of teaching so I can help other students understand with me for this lesson or module. And this is my reflection. Thank you.